Hello, Facebook. It's been a while. It's been a trip. How are you? Look at my fringe is just kind of going out to the side there a bit. So we'll just adjust the hair. We'll just adjust the hair for a moment. Come and dance with me for a bit. We're going to be dancing to this mix tomorrow night. Will you be joining me? Will you be joining me? I'm going to turn it down. So, welcome along to this video tonight, this live stream. If you're joining live, come and say hi in the comments below, down there. That little red box there will still be there if you're here with me. If you're watching this at a later date, or at a different time in the universe, that box will have disappeared. So we're not live. So if you do comment below, hashtag replay, so I know that you've seen this at another time. So there's a few things that I've been up to, and it's part of the reason why I haven't actually been live on my page for a few days. And I wanted to share those things with you. And I also wanted to invite you to a couple of things. And I want to share with you what commitments, I guess, that I've created in my life. And yeah, we'll just talk about that stuff. So first things first, tonight is day 25 of my 40-day Kundalini yoga practice. So that's pretty epic for me. I haven't gone one day without practicing Kundalini yoga. And yeah, day 25, and it's gone by so fast. I had to count back on the calendar this morning actually, to figure out how many days I've actually been doing, because it's all just kind of not blended into one, but it doesn't really feel like, it feels like I only just started my practice. So what have I been doing for 25 days? Well, every day, at some point during the day, sometimes I break it up as well, but I've been doing 4 different things, 4 different elements or components that can all be done by themselves, but I don't know why, I just sort of resonated with these particular practices and decided to put them all together. So I've been doing a basic seated warm-up with breath-led yoga postures, mainly to do with the spine and waking up the spine and mobilizing the spine. So lots of cat-cow, well not lots of, I do about a minute of cat-cow in 2 different ways. I do about a minute of spinal twists. I do a minute of shoulder shrugs. I do a minute of just basically neck flexion and extension to loosen up my neck area. And then I move into what's known as Satakriya, which is it's a Kriya, it's a Kundalini yoga posture combined with a mantra. So I've been doing between 3 and 11 minutes of that, depending on how much time I have during my day. If you're joining me here live, come and say hi. I haven't shared this out into any of the places because I don't have my computer with me. I don't know if I can actually share it from my phone. So Satkriya, and then I move into a mantra called Har, and this one I use for prosperity and abundance, and that's accompanied by a posture or a movement in the mantra. And then I move, and that's about 3 to 11 minutes, depending on how much time I have. And then I've been, hello to whoever's joining me, I can't actually see. Hi Kitty, nice to see you. I'd wave to you, but it doesn't give me the option from my business page. I'm not sure why. So bizarre. How are you tonight? Where was I? So I'm just sharing my Kundalini practice, and I'm on day 25 of 40. And that's different to the thing that I've posted in the top of the comments. I'll get to that in a second on the top of the description of this video. So Har mantra, what was the other thing that I've been doing? I've been, so the other mantra that I've been doing is the magic mantra, and that one is quite an auspicious mantra, and you have to practice it with reverence and with you know, just respect, I guess. So I've been practicing that one, and there was one other that I feel like I've missed out. I should know this because I've been doing it for 25 days. I've forgotten. Sat Kriya Had magic mantra. There's one other and it'll come back to me. You know, when you get up on stage and you have stage fright, I kind of feel like that right now because I haven't been on live for a few days. So yeah, I've been practicing my Kundalini yoga practice. Now, I started with good intentions of just doing one of those 4 things. The 4th one I haven't mentioned, but I started with just doing one of the things, and I ended up adding on as the time goes. I have explored different things. I'm a paid member in a Kundalini yoga group, I guess. And they have a membership site with lots of resources, and so I've gone through the site and I've looked at the things that I really resonate with and I want to practice. And hi Di, nice to see you. I would wave to you, but it doesn't give me the option to wave, so I will give you a little love heart instead. Nice to see you. I'm just talking about my practice, my Kundalini practice. And yeah, so I'm a paid member of this membership site. I've gone through the website and found the things that resonate with me. And a couple of the things on the site are around the sort of ancient poetry. And they are called, so it's part of an ancient poetry called Japji. And I believe there's 40 steps or 40 poems or 40 elements to this, and I'm still learning it myself. And I have learnt Poti number 19 and 24, and they're just beautiful poetry. It's just mantra, is sound, vibration, resonance that rolls off the tongue, that creates just, I don't know, just amazing energy, and each one has a different purpose. And so the 24th Poti is around clearing any karma or bad karma from your family and ancestry. It's known as the Thunderbolt mantra, and it's known to cut through any obstacles and cut through any things that are no longer serving you ancestrally or in the physical present time. So I did that tonight. And the other one was the 19th Poti, which is a Sankanav, and that one there is, I believe, around knowledge and clarity and that kind of stuff, and gaining knowledge. And so I've been practicing those 2 along with my other 4 kriyas. And it's been really interesting. What I've noticed is that each day is very different when I come into my practice, and some days I just want to rush through and get it done, and then other days, and when that happens in the practice, I catch myself and I find myself recognizing and acknowledging and seeing what's happening, and then I have to pull myself back in and remember why I'm here, and remember the potency and the just the impact that this practice could potentially have with me, right? So, and some days I just sink into the practice and I'm really in this space, and I really absorb myself, I guess, into what I'm doing. And I thought I guess I had some expectations in the beginning that I would feel extremely different, and that I would be on a different level and a different playing field, I guess. But so far, what I've noticed, it's been really subtle changes in this practice and me implementing these things in my life. I haven't noticed $100,000 in my bank account, or any of those big drastic things that you expect will happen in your life when you start to make change, right? You have these big expectations. Well, I do anyway. And I'm not even using, I don't even know why I use the $100,000, because that's quite drastic. But I guess I've noticed a real difference in my energy is less scattered, and I feel like I'm less exposed is probably the word that I feel like I want to share. Like, prior to starting this practice, I would feel very Like I could take on people's energy really easily without even consciously being aware, or I'd react to the stuff that's happening around me, but not in a physical sense, in an energetic sense, like I'm taking it all on without even knowing, and then getting home and being like, wow, why do I feel so shattered, or why do I feel so heavy, or why is my body so sore, and all that kind of stuff. So I've noticed less of that, which is awesome. And I've noticed just a little bit more vibrancy or in my energetic body, in myself. I've also noticed a lot of density, like I'm working through stuff on a different way and a different level. And I can't really pinpoint quite what that stuff is, but it's definitely there, it's happening. Yeah, and things like my body is healing in ways that I've been trying for a long time. So this is a bit personal, but for about 3, close to 4 years now, I've had what I think is a verruca on my foot, on the sole of my feet, that would not shift, would not budge, would not go away. And I've tried all sorts. I've tried like heaps of different natural remedies to try and get rid of it. And then it started multiplying, and so it multiplied and it was gross. Like I kept a photo of it because I was like, this is really, I'm actually getting quite nervous now. Maybe I should go and get it checked out, because I talked to a podiatrist once and they said, oh, there was a woman that had verruca on her foot and they just would not leave. She had a cluster of them. And it turns out that she actually had something else going on within her body, and she had cancer. So she had planted the seed in my mind, and I was like, oh my gosh, but these things are multiplying on the the sole of my foot, the ball of my foot, and I was getting really nervous about it, right? So I started to try all these different things, put oils on it, like every day, cover it up, and trying to kill the big mother of them all, and nothing would shift it, nothing would change it. And then when Mum was unwell, it was still there and it was getting worse. And then when Mum died, it was still there and it was getting worse. And I just gave up in the end. I would even meditate on it and be like, my body is healed, whole and holy. I'm like, basically I would talk to them saying, you're no longer needed anymore, like you can leave my body. And nothing would shift it. Well, I woke up this morning, took off the bandage, and the big mother has disappeared. And the little one next door has gone, and there's only 2 more little wee tiny ones left. And I'm like, the only thing that I've done differently in this time right now is I'm practicing Kundalini Yoga, and I've upped my vitamin C uptake by like 5-fold. So I'm taking at least like 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C, not all in one sitting, but throughout the day. So that's pretty cool. So I put it down to 2 things: lots of vitamin C, and secondly, practicing Kundalini Yoga. So if anyone wants to heal their verrucas, then there you go. But aside from that, so that's an element of what I wanted to come on and talk about today, and how when we make a commitment to ourselves and we follow through, that we can really reap the rewards of the practice, of the commitment. And sometimes it is hard. Sometimes we show up and we just don't feel like doing the thing, right? Like I could probably assume, because I don't go to the gym, that that's what it's like when you go to the gym. Sometimes you just don't want to show up and do the work, and then once you get there and once you start working out, once you leave, you feel so much better, right? And you always have to remember the outcome, the end, outcome, to help keep you in the practice. And part of the reason why I wanted to do my 40-day Kundalini practice is to really show to myself that I can commit to something, and that it doesn't have to be hard, it doesn't have to feel like an effort, and so far, like I said before at the start of this live stream, it really doesn't feel like it's been 25 days. It feels like I only just started last week. And so part of the message there is like, when we change our attitude and our mindset towards something, then it shifts your perspective in your world, right? So we can think about going to the gym, or we can think about committing to a practice of any sort as being a hassle, as feeling like a chore, as, oh, I've got to do this again. We can come in with that attitude, or we can simply say, I'm doing this for my benefit. I'm doing this for my overall well-being. I'm doing this doesn't even have to be for anything. You could just be like, I've decided to do this, so I'm going to do it, and that's it. Decided. End of story. And then just continue on with that attitude and that mindset, and life becomes very easy, right? So anyway, so that's a part of what I wanted to share, this practice. But the second part of that is, I've decided this morning, I woke up and I thought, how am I really going to impact the world, right? Like, it's not an ego thing that I want to do, but I really just want to continue to put my content out there so I can start to really truly take a hold of the direction and the way that I want to design my life, right? Because as some of you know, might not know, but as some of you may know, I do work part-time, and I want to be moving out of that role. It's not that I dislike the role. It's okay. It's just not satisfying me in the way that I really want it to. And sure, I could put more energy and effort into making that be more satisfactory for me. But the reality is, I deep down inside want to create a life where I can be location independent, where I can create any amount of income into my life, and I'm not restricted to I guess the boundaries or the limits that you are when you're in employment with someone, and to answer to myself and not somebody else, and to be able to walk out the door and go on a holiday tomorrow if I want to, without having to go and ask for permission to get holiday leave, that kind of stuff, right? I've done my time of that, and so I really feel like, for me, in order to be able to create and design the life that I desire, I have to be doing some other things, right? Because if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always got, right? So I woke up this morning and I was like, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to help myself align my life to what I most desire? And the first thing that came to my mind was, I need to be consistent, which is really interesting because I chose to go into this Kundalini yoga practice because of consistency. And what I find is, when I'm trying to manage lots of different aspects of my life, like, I feel like I'm living two different worlds at the moment, where I want to be really fully building up my online presence and sharing my work with the world, and sharing my writings, and sharing my energy and my teachings, and sharing my insights, and sharing experiences and stuff like that. And then on the other side, I'm like working not 9 to 5, 10 to 4 for somebody else, and I kind of have to be a different sort of version of me in that world. And what I've noticed I struggle with in my life is this ability to be all things all at once. And sometimes, priority takes over, and at the moment it's been my other normal life that's taken over. And if I continue to do that, I know that the life that I want to design and create won't happen, because I'm still doing the same old, the same shit, getting the same results. So, long story short, I woke up and I thought, I need to go live. I need to go live, and I need to connect with people and share my message and share my story every single day. That is one of the things that I know that will get me, one of the aligned actions that I know will get me to my desired outcome. And so I woke up this morning, I was like, right, I'm going to do 21 days of going live every single day. And to be honest, that really felt daunting to me. It didn't feel scary. I'm not afraid. However, it felt daunting, because it's, whenever you make a commitment to yourself, there's always that aspect or element where you might feel that kind of, what if I don't pull through? What if I don't follow through? What if, and then what will everyone else think, right? That runs through my mind. It might run through yours, I'm not sure. And so I had to stop and recognize that and be like, okay, well, this is something that's coming up for me right now, and this could be truth, or I could choose to believe and think that that is not truth, and that I can follow through, and that I will do, and that this is possible. And consistency always brings about whatever you're trying to achieve. Totally. Or it brings about an element or an aspect of something, as long as you're consistently showing up with that intention and that integrity towards what it is that you're trying to achieve. Then yeah, I agree. Sometimes we can still be consistent and not get that end outcome the way that we really like desire it. So we always have to take that aligned action towards consistency, right? So where was I? Yeah, and so I kind of felt this daunting feeling like, what if I don't pull through, right? What if I fail? What if I start with good intentions and then peter off, and then what will everyone think? All of the stuff, right? All of the limiting mindsets and all of the blocks and the kind of like the stuff. One of the other things was, what am I going to talk about every day? What if I turn up to one day and be like, I got nothing. I don't know what to share with you guys. I don't know what to talk about. So all of the stuff came into my mind that would stop me from pursuing what it is that I want to do, right? And so you can make this relevant to anything that you might be achieving or wanting to work towards in your life, right? You can experience, the experience of like all of the blocks and all of the things that stop you from taking action. And so obviously it's taken all day for me to come online, and a part of me actually didn't want to come online until tonight, because I know lots of people are online in the evenings. So a part of me wanted to hold out until then, and then another part of me was kind of like, I'm not really sure what I want to share today and what I want to talk about. And obviously I am here and I'm still sharing, and I don't know how long I've been talking for. But one thing that I've realized in my life, in all of the things that I've done, is that there are two key things in terms for me, in terms of getting the end result that I want. One, I just got to do it. So that's one of the things that just helped me in all of the cool adventurous shit that I've done in my life, is not thinking about it and just doing it. And the second thing is, what was the second thing? Can't even remember. Once you start, then, the rest follows. And so that's what's happened tonight on this live stream. I started with an intention, and I've continued to talk on the ideas and on the things that I'm experiencing. So my message to you there is, if you've got something that you want to create, or you want to manifest, or you want to call in or bring to life in your life, the two key things. One, just got to start. And secondly, once you start, the rest will follow. The rest won't follow until you start. And sometimes starting is just thinking up the idea. Sometimes starting is thinking up the idea and then sharing it with another person. But most of the time, it is just going out there and trying. That's my experience anyway. So my commitment to myself at the moment is obviously to continue on for my Kundalini yoga practice. Day 25, I've got, I don't know how many more days to go. Out of 40, and then I've also made the commitment to go live every day for 21 days. So when I worked at Outward Bound, one of the rationales behind the 21-day program is that 7 days to break a habit, 21 days to create a new one. And so my intention with this live stream challenge for myself is to create this new habit of showing up, being present, sharing my insight, sharing my elevation, sharing my vulnerability, sharing all of the things with you in my community. So stay tuned. That's what I plan to do. And I'm keen to know, what is something that you want to be implementing and creating in your life, and what's stopping you from doing that? Why are you not doing that? If it's something that you're not doing, why are you not doing it? What do you think your block is around that? Share that with me in the comments below. The next thing I wanted to talk about is, if you are local in the Wairarapa and you are free tomorrow night on Tuesday the 16th, I'm running a free ecstatic dance class. I'll post all of the details on my page here at Tulletha Jane. But if you want to, I read an article yesterday about dance and how it actually it makes us happy. And so the art of dance and movement and expression is a great way to de-stress and release any emotions and stuff that you're holding on to. It's a great way to uplift your moods and basically change the chemical structure in your body and release some happy endorphins. It's a great way to create mobility in your body, detox your body. Like when you're shaking and you're moving, you're allowing your lymph system to be activated. There's a whole lot of awesome stuff that comes from ecstatic dancing now, or just dancing in general. Now, tomorrow night I'll be running an hour class, and this is at Body Mind Pilates on Queen Street. You're welcome to come from 6:30 until 7:30, and basically we will be doing a free form, no moves required dance for probably about 45 minutes. I'm going to be facilitating the start and the end of the session so that everyone feels okay, feels comfortable, and has a great experience. And some of the questions I've been asked, like, do you need to know how to dance? No, you don't need to know how to dance. You could have 2 left feet, it doesn't matter. The whole idea of this session is to actually give yourself permission to feel into your body, to move in ways in your body which you might not have actually tried or discovered, to move intuitively, to be expressive. So on my posters I've written dance to express, not impress. The room is dark, so you won't be necessarily seen. You'll see the shadows of people, obviously, if you choose to keep your eyes open. The music is tribal dance or tribal music and ethnic beats, kind of like the music that I was sharing at the start of this live stream. Yeah, and it's free, so come along and just give it a shot, see if you like it, and who knows, you might like it and come back to next week's class, which will also be free. Yeah, I'm trialing out these classes to see if it will be worthwhile continuing here in the Wairarapa. So yeah, so that was one thing. And then the second thing was, full moon is on Wednesday night here in New Zealand. This full moon is also a partial lunar eclipse, so it's a really potent energy. It's a very kind of, I want to use the word powerful energy at the moment, and it's in Capricorn. Those Cappies, I'm actually on the cusp of Sagittarian and Capricorn, much more Sagittarius than I am Cappy, but when I'm a homebody I can be quite earthy and grounded like Capricorns are. So this Capricorn energy, yeah, there's a few things going on with this partial lunar eclipse and this Capricorn energy that is quite, like, I want to use the word stubborn, but it's not stubborn. It's sort of more like a fixed. Capricorn's in the well, Saturn is the planet in Capricorn, and Saturn is a planet which is, I believe from research, is something to do with it's the fixer, and the fixer and Saturn, the fixer and the sort of responsibility. And so this time in the next 2 nights, I would really encourage you, if you wanted to join me in this live meditation that I'll be running, to help you really focus in on the things that aren't serving you in your life, so you can start to release them and create the new things in your life. Because at this point in time, with this full moon energy, it's really poignant for that stuff to come forward, because what you manifest or what you create into this reality at this time will actually start to, sorry, I just had a message on my phone, will actually start to manifest and happen over the next few months, coinciding with this moon energy. So if you're ready to release some stuff, if you feel like you're not aligning your life with your values and where you're at present, then I highly recommend you coming to join this live meditation. We'll be doing hashtag Inner Wisdom Wednesday on Wednesday as well. We'll probably do about 20 minutes of that first, and then at about 7:30ish we'll kick into a live meditation where I'll guide you through a process where you can start to basically bring forward all the things that you need to release them, and then to create anew. So to rewrite your reality, so that these things can come into fruition in your life. So if you're keen, come along, see me 7 p.m. New Zealand time on this page at Tulletha Jane, and I'll be sharing it into my group. Why do I always say that? My group Inner Alchemy, hashtag Soul Tribe with Tulletha Jane. If you haven't joined us there, go ahead and join us there. Yeah, so I'll be doing this live meditation. It'll probably be about an hour in total, and I'll pop a post on this page so you know what to expect and what you can bring to the meditation, so the things that you'll need. And yeah, so if you want to join me, please do, and also share this video out with your community or with the people that might be interested in joining in this meditation. Usually what I do on full moon is to go to full moon drumming, so I also play around on a drum And so I would either do full moon drumming event, or I would go and do full moon OMS with my friends in the community here. But it's just not possible for me to do that this week. So I figured I would come online and I would share my teachings with everybody in this forum. So you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So if that enlightens, if that feels like it resonates with you and you feel interested in that, then please come along. I feel like that's all I need to share today. I will jump on a live stream tomorrow for day 2 of my 21 days of live stream commitment. I'll come up with some catchy hashtag. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me. Thanks for being here, Di. I hope you will come along to the Wednesday evening as well. If not tomorrow night, come and dance. Bring Amanda with you. Yeah, that's all from me. Remember, the time is now. Rewrite your reality. Live your life well lived. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Ciao.